Hello there, and welcome back to TerraFirmaCraft. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm rearranging the forge room a bit. We're going to be knocking out that wall and building our bloomery. We said last episode it might take a few weeks. Yeah, no, we're just going to do it today. Get it done over with. That way we can start making iron and also making our andesite alloy. Get started on create. So what are we going to need to make this bloomery? Well, if we look at the book, we have this shape here. We need an opening. It's at least 2 tall. Cardinal directions need blocks. We have a base here. And this bloomery door is going to go on the front, which is now rotated all the way around, and we can't see it. And there you are. And there you go. Now you can see what the front looks like. So we're going to have this opening. And we're going to have it at this level right here. So we're going to just get started. Now, these wooden planks are going to need to be removed because, as you might be able to guess, wood does not like fire. And the gooseberries need to move. You know, I'm doing this the hard way. We can there. Right, click a block to anchor, but shouldn't I be able to rotate it somehow? If I get rid of this one and this one, can I anchor it there? I mean, technically, but it's still facing the wrong direction. Maybe I have to be outside. There we go. Now it's facing the right way. And while this outline is not at all necessary, it will help you figure out where to put all the blocks when you're building it. It can also be taller than just 2. Every block higher you go, you can add an additional 8 units of coal and iron ore. So that's the bloomery done, save for the bloomery block. Let's just cancel that. And I still have some bricks, so let's toss those in on the corners. And I've got ladders here. Because what I'm thinking is we'll put the ladders right there. Chop these out. Like I said, we don't need them here. We don't need to cause a fire. We also aha, that worked. We also need to put another andesite brick here. Make the chimney fully formed. What if I take my copper door, which isn't being used for the reason I made it, that thing over there, put it there. Can still put that there, and I need to make more bricks, but if I can, I should be able to throw in the future. Climb up here and just do that. Throw them into the bloomery. And that's how you'd fuel it. Yeah, that works. Like I said, just gotta replace this. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more brick blocks. All right, we'll come back in a few once I've got that all sorted out. There we go. Bricks are laid. We can climb up here, and we have access right there to the chimney for the Bloomery. I'm also taking this opportunity to melt down all these old copper tools, which are on very low durability, and we have a whole ton of copper in here. I've got to show you what happened to our copper mine because it is hilarious, but that's gonna have to wait a few minutes. So while we're multitasking, we'll melt all those down because, well, that's it for our bismuth bronze. And we need, for the Bloomery door, eight double sheets, and each double sheet takes 4 ingots. Which means we need 32 ingots, and we are 31 short. So we're going to be making up a whole ton of copper. And right now that means getting rid of all of our excess copper. All of our copper tools that are... I knew I was missing a few. All of our copper tools that are no longer usable. I mean, I could still use it. It's got 38 durability, but might as well recycle it. Recycle this armor since I'm not going to be using it. And just start pouring. Oh, so I had more. All of our copper in. Turn it into ingots. And then we turn around and turn the ingots along with the zinc. That's what it is. And our bismuth over here. And that copper. And turn them into a ton of bronze. And then we could finally look at making iron tools. Iron does take quite a lot though. You can melt iron in the forge. Now I was showing that before, I think. Just look at iron. If you melt iron in the forge, you get cast iron. I mean, it works, but you can't turn it into any tools. You can then turn it into iron blooms, which have to be worked on an anvil into refined iron, which then has to be worked on an anvil again to be wrought iron. And once it's wrought iron, then we can actually use it for tools and other things. So it's going to be a little while. But we have an absolute ton of copper to get through. So I'll bring it back in eventually. Now I might just leave those there for now. We're going to go run over here quickly. Is it still light? It's getting dark. It's not a problem. You start working on the forge, next thing you know, it's nighttime again. I've started outlining, and the snow's already fallen, so you're going to have a hard time. Our future water wheel. It's going to stick out into the water here, get turned by the flow of the current. I said water wheel. I meant water mill. This is going to be our water mill. It's going to be sort of an L-shaped, I think. We'll have a little path in front leading to the stairs and the door and all that fun stuff. Gonna have the rotational power come in through the bottom level down there. Probably have some cogs, at least to allow me to, turn the rotational power to actually power the grind wheel. Millstone. But that'll also give us a place to start with create, and a place to get our first create power. All right, as I said, I'll bring it back in a bit once we've got more work done. And after, I don't know, 5 in-game days, I'm nearly done forging all the bronze. We've got 7 double plates right here. We've got our 8th one. I'm just waiting for these to be, till they say can weld / danger. There we go. Now pull them out. Turn into a double ingot. Into a sheet. Oops. There we go. Let's pull those out. I don't need to waste any more of the coal. Do this, this. Break those. And now we have a Bloomery. It's a it will actually work as Bloomery. Now what we need to do in order to make let's do this. This is not very efficient. In fact, this is probably the least efficient way to do it. You need one coal for every block of iron. If you're using Ridge, which is worth 35 millibuckets each, then obviously it's more efficient that way. But just to show you how it's done, we go up here, throw that in, and now you see the Bloomery block in there. If I go into free cam, let's see if I can't. Yeah, okay, so it's only one block tall right now. But as you add more, that will fill up, and I think we can add a total of 24 blocks. I mean, 24 of each with a 3 tall Bloomery. But then I think we just do... Can I light it? There we go. Now it is going, and you see how much time it has. It's going to take 15 hours in game, which is, well, 15 minutes. And when it's done, it'll create a raw iron bloom block. You then mine it with the pick, and I'll show you that when the timer's done. And then you have to use the forge to cast it. And that's how you make iron. And oh man, I made so much copper. You think this pile is tall? It came all the way up to the bottom of this block. And then I properly used the whole ton to make all the bronze, which I'm now almost completely out of once again. So we've got our Bloomery going. I'm going to go grab a few more blocks, and we're going to go back to working on this over here. The rough outline of our future water mill. And a quick visit to our barn shows that we've had an unpacking, which is what you call when an alpaca gives birth. We also have a whole bunch of lambs, a few calves, and a whole bunch of kids. We also did find pigs the other day, and because I spent so long working on the Bloomery, their familiarity all dropped down, so now I've got to work my way back to recovering it. Alpacas recover their wool a lot quicker than sheep do, but you can shear lambs. I think you can shear baby alpaca as well. Yeah. Let's see, that's yeah, you can't milk baby cows. Kind of makes sense. Same with baby goats. But yeah, so, and well, baby lambs like to jump a lot, which is true in real life too. They are very jumpy. I'm going to need to make bigger pens or redesign a few things. I've got all this land out here, but I moved them all inside. I should probably cordon off, like have a section over here which is for the sheep, and a section over here for the cow, so on and so forth, but I can wait till later to do that. And the Bloomery is done, and you see it says 1 raw iron block. We mine it, and now we have raw iron bloom. I'm not going to do it now, but what we do next is we'll light the forge, and we'll start working the iron bloom. We heat it until it's workable. We'll then work it on an anvil to turn it into a refined iron bloom, which, once heated up again to the right point, we work on the anvil until it is a wrought iron ingot. And we're going to need 14 of these so we can make a wrought iron anvil. And once we do that, we can do the same thing to this bronze anvil that we did to the copper anvil. And that is melt it down and reforge it. And then we can start working with iron tools, but we do have to collect a lot of iron before we do that. We need enough to make 14 ingots in order to make the anvil. And then, well, armor is 24 ingots, the tools, you get the idea. It's going to be a lot of work. And, well, thankfully, it's a little hard. I made them all white. There's a lot of iron in the area. In fact, if I just walk around, I could probably find enough iron sitting as ingots, or sorry, as these little nuggets on the surface to make most of the iron we need for the iron anvil. But it would probably just be easier to dig out a mine because of the efficiency. As I mentioned, every 1 iron nugget you put in here requires 1 charcoal. So if we use these smalls, which are worth 10 apiece, well, in order to make 1 ingot, we need 10 charcoal. If we instead use the rich, I don't have any rich ore on me. Oh, it's right here. It's 35 per ingot. I mean, 35 millibuckets. The normal might be easier. This will require, a normal is 25 millibuckets per nugget, which means you need 4 per ingot, which is much more efficient. Also means that we can put a total of 24 items in here at a time. Well, 24 iron nuggets at a time and 24 coal. If we use the small, that means we can make 2.4 ingots. If we use normal size, well, now we're looking at, what is it? 6. Yeah. So, much more efficient to use the higher quality ore. But I'm going to get back to work over here. I am giving it the same wattle and daub sort of style, but it's not going to be that tall. It's just going to be 1 story. I don't know everything I'm going to put in here, but it's probably going to be my very early create equipment. You know, we're going to have the gear coming in and coming up to the millstone. And honestly, I have to see what else I need to make some early create gear. Aside from building a train and create, I really don't know what I want to do with create. So if you have any ideas, I would love to hear them. Okay, we're going to test something here. According to... That's completely disconcerting. I've got more charcoal being made, but it sounds like fire, so it sounds like my base is burning, but it's 100% safe. Anyway, according to JEI, it looks like it's just, I can use loose andesite and zinc to create the alloy. I've got 4 zinc and 12 andesite. So if I throw it so that it actually gets in there. It's like a comedy of errors here. Nope. You know what it is? It's probably the snow. There we go. Nope. My gosh. Okay, fine. Breaking that block. Tossing that in. And putting that back. I'm very confused why this is not working the way it's supposed to. Okay, it says if it doesn't work the way you expect it to, like that, you break the Bloomery door block. You don't break that block. So yeah, if you have trouble with your Bloomery, never never break the molten block. Break the door. And that will eject all the items that were previously in the Bloomery. Let's try this again. Okay, I think I know what's going on. Because I'm tossing in full ingots and not nuggets. It's not doing the math correctly. I think if I want this to work properly, I'm going to need to go grab some normal zinc nuggets, because it's a normal nugget is 25 millibuckets. So it'd be, to make 12 of these andesite alloy, I would need 12 normal and, well, 12 of this. So let's go grab a donkey and let's go for a little ride. This is my second donkey. My last one decided that it could climb trees. And then it got introduced to gravity. And so now I have donkey for dinner. Alright, this is a bit of a journey, so we'll be back once I've collected what I need. I mentioned earlier showing you my copper mine. And yes, that's wooden blocks up there. This whole area caved in. So what I ended up doing was, well, got wooden blocks, put them in the ceiling, and then replaced all the dirt and gravel on top. I had to rebuild the cave because of the cave-ins that cost. There's just so much copper here, though. Like, this is going to last me for quite a while. But it's also cost me a lot of support beams. But hopefully I don't have to worry about the roof caving in on me anymore. But yeah, that's what we got. A copper cave that's caved in many, many times. Okay, take 2 on trying to make andesite alloy. We've got the 12 andesite and the 12 zinc. And neither of them managed to make their way into the chimney this time. Oh, come on. There we go. Close the doors. Light it up. And in 15 minutes, it should be done. And then I should have some andesite alloy, and we could look at making the next part of our water wheel. In the meantime, this should all be done. $61, not bad. I can finally finish this tower. There we go, we got a stack to the ceiling. And at last the andesite alloy is done. So let's mine this up. And we get them one at a time, it looks like. There we go. We have the 12 andesite alloy. And so to make the shaft, we just need 2 stacked. Like that. To make a large cogwheel, we need 2 planks. Yes, planks. Then to make the water wheel, we surround the large cogwheel with slabs. And now we have water wheel. So let's run over. I've got most of the framework up. I've got a basement in, but there's no roof, so the inside is full of snow. Oh, I don't have a wrench yet, so this might be a little. I think that's backwards. Should have probably checked this beforehand. And the wrench is right here. Ooh. 6 gold ingots worth of sheets. Okay, we're not gonna have one of those just yet. Oh, I guess we'll just have to make do with it being. That's not correct at all. I think it's gone the wrong way, but we'll worry about that later. Put that back. Take that out. Now we have rotational power coming in. Of course, I didn't make a gearbox. I should have probably done that also. There's a lot of things I should have done before I did this. So excited to get started with create. I forgot half of the stuff I needed to do create. There we go. That's the andesite alloy. Not andesite alloy. That's the andesite casing. We then combine that with a small cog and a raw stone works. Raw limestone should do. Nope, that needs to be the opposite. That needs to be facing up. Oh well, we at least have our millstone done. That's going to go up here or so. We have our first andesite alloy. We have our first water wheel. We need to make the wrench, the goggles, and a lot more cogs. Well, we've got our bloomery done today, which means we can now start working on making wrought iron. We can make andesite alloy, and we've got our first create item started. So we're going to call it here for today. If you have any ideas for create contraptions, stuff for me to build aside from the train, the water wheel that I'm working on, the millstone, and I'm going to stay away from the harvesters, the mechanical harvester, because I don't know how it's going to interact with TerraFirmaCraft crops. But if you have any other ideas, I'd love to hear them. Until then, I want to say thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Later.